Alright, welcome everybody. Let me know if you can hear me over on YouTube, and we're gonna jump right in. So, if you can't hear me, just interrupt me, but I'm assuming everything is good. So, this is EMP.Money. Welcome to our daily AMA and live rollover drawing of the Detonator contract. EMP.Money is a seigniorage protocol that is pegged to Ethereum. So, we're making moves and doing some really great things. Ecosystem's looking really healthy, and what that means is we're basically fractionalized Ethereum. So just like Satoshi's to Bitcoin, EMP is that to Ethereum, and we're pegged at a ratio of 4,000 to 1. We have just over $7 million in liquidity, and because we're mathematically pegged, as well as having that much liquidity, we truly are fractionalized ETH. So if you didn't have one or the other, if you had low liquidity or you weren't tracking based on the math, then that statement would not be accurate. But we're building an entire ecosystem to, again, provide fractionalized ETH. And with that, we're able to offer some incredible APRs through our farm, as well as Detonator, which is what we highlight every day. Detonator is a glorified ROI contract, and you get 365% of whatever you deposit over a certain amount of time. So it's anywhere from, it hovers around 1% a day when you factor in your daily rewards and your instant rewards. And it will go up and down depending on the volume in the pool, just like we go up and down based on price. That daily drip also, or daily burst also, it goes up and down depending on new volume and compounding and claiming. So again, we're algorithmic project, which means we revolve around PEG. Our PEG is currently, I believe it's about 1.006. So we have to be, I'm sorry, 1.006. So we have to be at 1.01 to be printing, and we're almost there. So we've been on a great run of being above PEG, and what that does is gives the entire ecosystem value, and ensures the health of the ecosystem as we maintain above PEG. And you can see that in the value of eShare. So you're able to stake your eShare into the boardroom to print new EMP when we're above PEG. So again, this is a recap for a lot of you here. If you are new to the protocol and hearing this for the first time, I know it's a lot to take in, but we have the EMP Academy, which again is a full online learning course, completely free. We could have charged thousands of dollars for it, but our mission is to educate everybody involved. And yeah, if you want to learn more, definitely head over there. So, all right, let me jump on over to Detonator. For those of you on YouTube, I'm going to share my screen, and we'll jump right in. All right, so this is our Detonator contract. We have 9 minutes remaining until our daily rollover, and again, it's a daily ROI contract that has been designed to be the most sustainable ROI contract out there. So typically, an ROI contract is, you put money in, you get money out. A lot of people say, well, isn't that a Ponzi scheme? I mean, we have a lot more mechanics involved than traditional ROI contracts. Our treasury also does buybacks into the protocol, so there's always new money coming in, and again, that's what makes it not a Ponzi scheme. So there's a lot of mechanics at play to make it sustainable, and two of those major mechanics is our largest depositor prize and our daily lottery every day. So it's a no-loss lottery, and what that means is you always get credit for whatever you're depositing, but the lottery is a bonus on top. So right now our pool balance is 26,867 LP, with Ethereum taking a little bit of a pullback. Still, the pool balance is $2.8 million We've been having some very healthy growth over the last few weeks, and things are looking great. So with that, we give away 1% to the largest depositor. Right now, that's currently 34 LP, and we'll see if that holds up today. Yesterday, there was a pretty low sniper that actually got away with it, and come to find out, again, we can't even make this stuff up, even if we wanted to, that the winner was James Pelton. So,
Yeah, he
um,
tweeted it.
I know, brother, it was insane. So we found out afterwards. I mean, again, I know it sounds crazy, but there was, on-chain data that people were trying to go for it, but he held up, and yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So that's really good for us because, again, it incentivizes James to continue to cover the project, and if anybody's going to win, we want it to be a good actor in the ecosystem. So that was epic. And yeah, he already has some follow-up videos in the works. We own his number three DeFi project in all of crypto, and after winning that, we may be at number one. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, he's a great guy, and we're excited to have him be one of our winners. That was amazing. So let's see if 34 holds up today. I doubt it will. I know there's some snipers already preparing. So, and then what else? So the largest lottery every day. Again, the largest deposit right now. The prize is 268 LP. That's about $28,000, and that's 1% of the pool. And we give another 1% of the pool to a random lottery winner. So as long as you're depositing or compounding in the protocol, you're eligible for a ticket if you hit the minimum of, if you're compounding, it's 0.125 LP, and if you're just depositing, it's 0.15 LP. So it's roughly about $15 US value, and you're eligible for a ticket, and it only takes one ticket to win. So good luck to everybody. Make sure you're compounding in the last few minutes here, and we have about a 5-minute warning. So I'll do a 1-minute countdown and a 10-second countdown as well. So, anybody have any real fast questions or comments before we have our rollover? Don't be shy. The floor is open.
Let's go, people. Don't make me rant about something. So good luck, everybody, and LFG.
For sure, Bull,
Yeah,
no doubt.
I think like a 15,000 came out on EMP buy, so I think we should be overpegging the next minutes or so.
Wow, that's awesome. Hell yeah, Couch. Well, and I have some updates too in regards to PEG and Yield Wolf. We had some awesome developments over the last few hours in regards to Yield Wolf. So I'll get into all that after the rollover. But yeah, PEG is looking good. I mean, again, guys, I think we get a little bit too focused on PEG sometimes, but we're in an amazingly healthy position. And this proves, I mean, you've seen we've been on the longest peg streak we've ever had. I don't know. I think overnight we may have missed one epoch, but we're still, again, healthy. And, as long as we're, as long as we're all moving in the right direction, then it's most healthy for everyone. And that just goes to show over the last few days, the boardroom had some of the most massive prints we've had since the beginning. And, as long as we protect the peg, then everybody can win. So this was a great demonstration over the last few days of the protocol, functioning at full speed. So just remember that the next time you want to, take some profits in EMP, the best way to do is take profit in eShares. And eShares been holding up really well. I think 600 is the new floor. I mean, we haven't been below that in weeks. We broke 700 yesterday, so eShare is also becoming more valuable as the protocol matures. So those are all great signs. So, all right, I see a lot of last minute compounding. We've already gained about 100 LP, and we still have 2.5 minutes left. So that's a great sign. And 1,200 participants in Detonator. Again, we've been seeing between 30 and 40 new users every day, every 24 hours. So that's really a good sign as well. And as we continue to roll out new partnerships and new marketing, it's only going to get better. So, and I had a quick meeting before the AMA with Crypto Mike. I don't know if he's on today, but we have another.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mike, there you are, brother. I don't want to give
always
away.
I got your back, man.
Yeah, bro, no doubt. I don't want to give any alpha, but we have some more YouTube coverage coming. Probably, right? Maybe. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. There's we can't. I can't drop all the album. No, it's major, man. Yeah, you know what it is. It's that real recognizes real, guys. So, just building, and there are some really some nice YouTubers out there. One guy in particular who I have become really good friends with. He's a major YouTuber in the drip community, new actually YouTuber. Everyone here probably knows who he is, and he's dope. He's a really good guy, and he's been very honest about what's happened in all these communities, and we're working together, and just got some secret sauce that we were working on. So it's gonna be amazing, man.
No doubt.
EMP is the love of my life. So if we're gonna work together, I made it clear it's got to be his love too. So yeah, he's down.
Awesome, Mike. Hell yeah, bro. And I know you're working on some other videos as well. That I know something you don't know video. That was that went viral in the community, bro. Everybody loved that. So yeah, man, we got a lot coming, and Mike is gonna start helping me on the AMAs as well. We're putting together a schedule for future, just so everybody's aware on who's gonna be hosting what nights of the week, and so we'll announce that as well. But all right, we're
Yeah, we
under.
gotta give you a little bit.
Yeah, bro. We're under 1 minute. Let me give a 30-second warning, and then remember, up your gas. Whoa, I missed that. I was talking. There's a snipe. So 144 came in. That's a great snipe. Let's see if it holds up. And again, if you're trying to compound or snipe last minute, make sure you're increasing your gas GUI and the gas limit. So if you're sniping for 10, 15 grand, you gotta up that gas. So. All right, guys, here we go. Will 144 hold up? Let's see. 15 seconds.
253, bro.
Whoa!
253.
I'm lagging here while I'm streaming. 253. Thanks for the update, Bull.
Wow.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 553, I think is going to take it. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's over the top right there. That's great.
That was epic. All right, let me refresh, guys.
Not to kill the lottery buzz, Mike. Can you talk a little bit about Lude first for anybody that's new here? Would that be possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Remind me
Awesome.
in a couple of minutes. I'll get to that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no doubt. We'll give you the floor on that for sure. Let me just go over the detonator real fast. So yeah, guys, that was incredible. Oh my God. I don't have that on-chain data in front of me. Again, I'll show everyone how to do that in a live video. Either Mike or Stephanie will be producing that in the academy. I'm doing like 10 things at once, so it's hard for me to share my screen. We're kind of limited, but anyway, you can see on chain what snipes take place, and that kind of gives you an idea of how to prepare for future snipes. So again, the sniping mechanic is very, very powerful, and what it does is it encourages a lot of new volume every day. And I always have said, you want to make your first shot your biggest shot. I mean, yesterday the 43 LP, yeah, there's going to be days that people, are asleep or, asleep at the wheel, so to speak, and they let one sneak through like that. But that rewards daily active users. I mean, again, you get out what you put in. So if you're paying attention, you might be able to get a win like that. But today, the 253 LP, that's been about what has been guaranteeing the snipe, and that person got involved, at basically a 2-for-1 value, as long as they're in the protocol long enough to realize that. So again, if you win the lottery or the largest depositor, those winnings are automatically compounded, and what this does, it protects the protocol and the community because unfortunately with human nature, no matter how much of a good actor you are, when you win 30 grand, 9 times out of 10, from previous protocols, we've seen them dump that. So we took the variable, the element, the human element, out of that equation, and we automatically compound your winnings. However, it's even more bullish for the investor because you're able to 365% on your winnings. So that 30 grand turns into, about 100 grand. So again, we really feel like we've put together an amazing protocol based on math, and it's proving itself right in front of our eyes. So that was a major LP injection today. Now we're at 27,399 LP total. I think that is the all-time high, or just under maybe, for the pool balance, and that's a great sign. So every day we're continuing to grow and continuing to do amazing things here at EMP. So, all right, let me go back over. Mike, why don't I'll throw it over to you, bro. So, yeah,
Hey,
we have talked about Lootverse, and maybe just give a background of what that is and how EMP will be involved eventually. So,
awesome, man. First of all, congrats to the lottery winners. Do we have any lottery winners in here? Does anybody want to speak up?
yeah, good point, brother. Sorry, I get so excited I forget. But yeah.
All
If
good.
anybody won the lottery today or even a previous lottery winner, we'd love to hear from you and your experience on how you won it, or if you've been compounding or you just got lucky. I mean, it only takes one ticket. So yeah, any the live winner would be dope. We've had that about 2 or 3 times where they have freaked out live with us. So anybody win live? All right. Well, if you find out that you have a very large LP balance, feel free to interrupt. Feel free
Yeah,
to interrupt us. So
yeah.
yeah. All
I
right,
feel like
Mike. Go
that's
ahead,
how
man. Yeah.
I feel like that's how some people find out, AJ. Like they look and they're like, "Whoa, I won!"
Yeah, bro.
You know.
Exactly.
But the lottery winners are down at the bottom of the page, so those are always updated pretty much in real time. Sometimes it takes a few seconds afterwards, but it's been pretty on point. I've seen as soon as the timer runs out.
For sure. Yep.
Um,
You can transact, or you can submit their address into BSC scan and literally see how many tickets they bought or compounded. But yeah. All right, bro. Yeah. So why don't you go over Lootverse? That's a great. Thanks for bringing that up, Bull. I know, Mike, you were in Dubai and we somebody asked about it, and you're the Lootverse expert. So while you're on, we'd love to hear again. Just give a quick background on what Lootverse is, and then how we can potentially involve EMP with that. So,
Sure. Yeah. So Lootverse is an NFT metaverse. It is basically a parallel world uh, to our world. So think of it as a high-level monopoly. So they started with land. So I think for a lot of people, let me just back up. For a lot of people, these metaverse terms and everything, it's kind of like, what the hell is a metaverse? I don't even know what this stuff is. Like, evidently, Facebook's gonna have a metaverse, you know. But a true metaverse has its own political system, its own economic activity, and sort of its own. Like, you can't actually kick someone out of a real metaverse. Like, no, there's no one entity that controls it. A true metaverse is decentralized in a sense of literally the entire economy inside of that metaverse is controlled by the businesses generating the in-game currency of that metaverse. I know that seems a little maybe out of this world for some of you, but the simple way to think of it is that in the future, metaverses will be a thing that everyone needs to have in order to be relevant. Meaning, like right now, if you have a business, you start a business, somebody might ask you for your website. Imagine if you didn't have that, right? It almost seems like, well, you're not a real business. As lame as that is, like you could have a legitimate business and all your paperwork filed, everything like that. But if you don't have a website, doesn't that seem like you don't have a real business, right? And that's another way of marketing is we have these websites. Well, imagine a a metaverse, which would be like the real world, but it's not. It's this other place that was created. And basically it's an immersive reality, right? So where, and this is what you see and hear, where in the future, I'm sure we're going to have light glasses or even contact lenses, right? Where you can actually live and be in the metaverse as many hours of the day as you want. And instead of going into the office and spending gas and looting the planet and all this other stuff they're going to come up with to make this a reality, because it's going to happen. You can't stop it. Your kids, if you have little small kids right now, like I have a 1.5-year-old and a 5-year-old, by the time she's 18, the metaverse will be a place where she does job interviews. The metaverse will be a place where she interacts with meetings for school, for her colleges. The metaverse will be a place where she is applying for work. The metaverse, I mean, it's limitless, really. And what's beautiful about Loot is, just to kind of tie into exactly what Loot is doing, is that they started with the approach of Columbus. Columbus founded, let's just not founded, but he discovered land, right? Let's just think of it like Columbus. He discovered land. What's the most important thing when he first discovered that land? It was the land itself. So Loot, instead of building out this immersive 3D reality and spending millions of dollars on that and then releasing it, they took a different approach. They said, I want real architects to come in, and I want each plot of land, we're going to have a cap. There's 4,600 plots, something like 4,800 plots. I don't know the exact amount, sorry, but it's somewhere around there. And they got real architect designers to come in and actually map out every square inch of this fake universe. Okay, we'll call it the parallel universe. And so the first step is to go get a plot, except they didn't have two things. They don't have the in-game currency available for you to just go and buy. You have to mine it. Now, how do you mine it? And this is how you keep an enclosed ecosystem. You actually bid on NFTs. And so right now, I believe they're at 47-1. What that means is that every 47 times you bid, and each bid is costing you about 25 cents for this NFT that hopefully you win. And I'll explain that in just a second. But basically, you're mining the in-game currency. Now, why would you mine the in-game currency? Because you cannot buy anything without the in-game currency. So you need to mine it. And what's beautiful about the structure of their tokenomics is that after you buy, let's say you buy $3,000 for a plot, right? That $3,000 worth of the in-game currency is now burned. And as the sort of genesis miners of this game are mining the in-game currency, they're also buying the plots. So you can think of it kind of like Monopoly. It's like an immersed 3D world of Monopoly, except they didn't start out 3D. They didn't start out with any of that. They literally started out with a Monopoly type of board where there are 4,700 plots. And their goal was for us to go and get as many plots as possible first. And then what they want to do is essentially put the ecosystem together with the political party, literally vote on everything that's built on top of the Lootverse. So that when it is 3D, when it does get to that point where it's fully immersive, probably 8 months from now, and they're working with the craziest technology, Real Engine 5, it's insane. And I've seen some stuff that the founder, James, who's amazing, and he's one of the smartest people in crypto. I always say put your money into teams, and he's got the best team out there. But basically, you're going to be able to immerse yourself later, but it didn't start there. Whereas every other game goes and raises millions of dollars and they build something that you have to kind of live with. What Loot is doing is sort of building on layers and letting the community, letting the actual decentralized nature of the game unfold itself. Okay, so yes, he had the concept and sort of the premise and the kind of like the foundation of it, but to build on itself is a whole nother thing. Now, what can you do with this? Well, you could create an online virtual store where it's a 3D immersive gallery of your whatever it is that you have. I mean, you could literally run an entire business from the metaverse. And essentially take payment in a different form. But what's beautiful about it is that any LTT, which is the in-game currency that's spent, gets burned. So now you have this scarcity. And that's how many I'm telling you guys, like LTT is going to go for a lot of money one day because it's hard to get, and the miners don't want to sell it on the open market because they want to go and they want to buy plots. And so they've designed the game in a way, the metaverse in a way, I should say, where it really gives scarcity to the in-game currency. Now, lastly, I'll say this: how you win an NFT. Essentially, the NFT works like this: the NFTs come from artists around the world who are thrown into what's called the arena. And every Sunday, there are an amount of NFTs that go live, and you can join these auctions. And then a few days later, those auctions become closed, and you have a certain amount of what's called BUN. BUN is not the in-game currency. It's just a secondary token that you have to buy in order to bid. So you get your buns so you can bid on the NFTs. That's all you can do. And you do not get, let's say you spent $3,000 bidding, right? And there's a timer, by the way, and that timer starts ticking down from 14 seconds. And every time someone bids on that NFT, it goes back up to 14. They actually have an auto bidding thing, so you can just leave your auto bid on. But let's say that you didn't win, you spent $3,000 on your, on just bidding, and it took, a week for those to close because there's a lot of miners that are in those and whatever. So let's just say it took a week, you spent 3,000, you're still waiting on your LTT to come through. Why? Because it's proof of play. So on the blockchain, until the auction is done and finished and it solidifies and checks itself, it was like a checker. There's like a third-party checker that they do to make sure everything was legal, basically, and that it was all, good to go. Once that's done, then the LTT gets released and you have it in your account. So your buns turn into LTT. And what's beautiful, if you win the NFT, well, it's yours, first of all, and it's not just like even Forex, the developer of Drip, has said that he believes that this particular metaverse NFT will overtake OpenSea in the next 10 months. That's from his mouth. Now, I don't know all about that because that's a big statement and OpenSea is just massive, but I could see a run on loot NFT happening. And the reason I say this is because I could see this going super mainstream, because here's the difference. The NFTs are all original and they're one-offs and they're super rare. And he has just done it. When I say he, James has done a fantastic job. Like, they literally have I don't know if it's underground, but I know it's a temperature controlled. I believe he said it's underground, but a temperature controlled facility where they have literally, when the NFTs go to market, they have physical NFTs as well as digital. So your physical NFT, when you win this, is legit. Just to give you a little background, James is a lawyer. He has 3 degrees. Okay. One of them is he's a lawyer, and he's a very good lawyer. So everything is super legal and legit. When you buy a piece of land, when you get a plot, it comes with your certificate. First of all, you have to have a passport to even be a part of the metaverse. So they just do things very different, guys, as you can kind of tell from what I'm saying, right? All these things, like, what? So he's making it like a parallel world. It's literally like the real world, but it's parallel. So if you want to start a business, you have to ask Parliament. Parliament will vote. If you get a business license, then you can actually start a business. He just rolled out, I think, 4 of the first businesses. And guys, they're fucking amazing. Like, the businesses that people are opening up in the Lootverse are unreal. Like, I don't even know what to say. One of them is called Lugal. So it's like Google, but it's for loot, and it's literally a search engine. And I don't know how they're gonna monetize it or whatever, but yeah, it's gonna be big. The other ones, there were some amazing ones. I just forget. Oh, one of them was like a videography type of, I don't know if you say videography, I don't know what you call it, but anyways, there's just some amazing businesses, right? And like, these are real businesses that are going to charge for services. So what we could see with, let's talk about EMP real quick, and then I'll take any questions. But what we could see is EMP having a plot that is not just any regular plot, because your boy right here has one of the biggest ones in the game. And I told AJ I'd be willing to set that up as EMP, what we can call whatever we want, but the EMP, whatever, Academy, whatever we want to call it. And that can be a virtual store where we have, and really it's just a matter of attaching some things, getting a business license, which we can get very easily. I know that Parliament would pass it. We would set up an online virtual store. We would connect it to the Metaverse API. And then once everything goes virtual in 3D, we would basically hire a graphic designer to go and build that Metaverse, basically build our little, our world or whatever. And you can pay people. It's all white glove. They'll create it for you. So you could literally be touring in the EMP galleries with our, let's just call it one section of our, by the way, every plot of land is down to the square inch, and that is how it will be in the metaverse. So you won't get like it's all like on to scale, if that makes sense. So your house that you get or whatever buildings we end up getting, that will have to fit on the land. So it's crazy. And what I love about it, it's so detailed. So we could see EMP doing something like that. And from what James says, it's going to be about 8 months out before we have some immersed reality type of stuff. But I also look at it like, all right, companies, because if you understand how the arena works, you could actually have private auctions. And this is where it gets super, super interesting. Like you could literally be talking, like James has reserved, I think, 6 plots for major corporations. I'm really talking about like Google, like major, right? And so like Google could come in, have a plot in the metaverse and be able to essentially run their own NFT auction within their own ecosystem and have it just for members that whatever they wanted to do. But artists can do the same thing. So they're talking with I don't know if I can say this. I think I can, but they're talking to a few different artists right now that are major. Chris Brown is one of them. I know that's the one I know for sure. I know they're talking to a few others. I know that Gunna, he does that Drip Too Hard song. He's also talking through Forex, which is developer of Drip. And my role was, hey, look, I saw Drip and I said, fuck, this project needs to be in Loot. And I just introduced James to Forex, and that was my role there. And they took it ever since, because they're both geniuses. So, but yeah, so basically that's the idea. It's a lot to soak in, and you're not going to get all the answers you seek with me. Okay, that's just a fact. Because there's so much, I don't even know how to present it right? So it's just so much. But I would say that I think the most bullish thing that you could possibly do for yourself is to at least be involved in getting a plot. That's step one. So owning some plots are going to make you money in the long run. Now, it's not just the plot, because a lot of people are like, well, people will buy it. So you'll make money with just flipping the plot, sure. But if you deck it out, you can put up to 4 NFTs on your plot. And these NFTs can be anything you want, or it can be a business. And those NFTs can be all about your business, a story about your business. They can be 4 different products. They could be, whatever you want. And I know it gets a little like, what do you mean an NFT on the plot and all this stuff? It's just basically, guys, it's just like decking out the plots of land. Instead of it being like just a metaverse that has cool structures, you have oil rights underneath your land. Like some of the land has freaking oil underneath there, right? And you literally have the rights to your oil, which you can make money off of. Like it's crazy. It's a whole ecosystem. Like you're gonna have to have insurance on your property, because the God Matrix, once they release that, if you're near the water, you might have a tsunami. Who knows, right? So it's so detailed. I've never seen anything like it. And the precision and the detail is what everyone's hooked on. So I recommend checking it out. It's lootnft.io. But yeah, do you guys have any questions?
I have one comment and 2 questions. I linked your interview with James in the channel, and so is that the whitelist that's in there? Is that still active for EMP people? And then number 2, you live in the same town as James, correct?
He actually is in Florida. I'm
Oh, he is.
in Dallas.
Okay. My mistake. Okay.
No, it's okay. And to answer your other question about the whitelist, so it costs. This is crazy. I know it doesn't make any sense when you don't know, but I really recommend you watch the interview. All right,
Yep.
because it'll lay it out to everybody. But it actually costs money to invite someone.
Yep.
And so so James was covering that. He's already spent thousands of dollars because I had a shitload of people fill that out. Because I feel bad. But like literally he's paying for it out of his own pocket. But he is an Ethereum whale. James is a top 100 Ethereum wallet holder. It's crazy. So I'm sure he'll be fine with it. So I just need to, what I need to do, guys? I need to empty out that form because I guess it doesn't matter. I guess we can go from today to April the 7th. Okay, yeah. So anyone that fills out that form, I'll make sure that you get a discount. It's a little bit of a discount that you get when you get your bun. I forget exactly. I wrote it in there. I think it's 10% or I forget exactly what it is, but you get a discount for getting bun. And yes, if you fill that out, I'll make sure that you get whitelisted. Now, what that means is you need to fill that out and then essentially wait until you get the confirmation that you're on the list so that when you go to the game and you put in that same email that you used to email me to fill out the form, right, that it recognizes that and that you're on that list. So you get a little bit of a bonus.
Cool. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay anything other than obviously, getting your bun to get started in the game, but you don't have to, I'm not paying to invite you. Basically, James is covering that cost. So you're not having to find someone to get an invite, which is, I guess I've heard it can be difficult a little bit. So the game is like, can you imagine, guys? Like, this is how it's growing. Like, people are paying to invite other people. It's absolutely crazy. Any other questions?
Yeah, that's sick, Mike. I mean, again, we talked about this about a month ago, when Drip announced their official partnership, and really, Mike said it at the very beginning. I mean, the Lootverse is gonna be, and even the metaverse as a whole, that's like Web 3.0 in the fact of a website. Like, unless you have a plot in the metaverse, whatever platform it is, then you're not a legitimized, business. Just like a business card, and then what, like Mike said, what a website was. This is the new wave, and we want to have a table with a seat at the table with all these incredibly major players. So, and again, I mean, whether it's a virtual EMP Academy, or some sort of like a EMP resort where you have to have a certain detonator balance to come hang out with us. I mean, there's a lot of really cool ideas that we can do. And at the end of the day, not only is it exposure for EMP, but it could also be another use case. I mean, again, say, we charge people that are in the Lootverse to visit us. They have to buy, 10 EMP, or, a nominal fee or whatever, but that creates, again, a use case and an advertising play. So again, it's just I think metaverse has been kind of a buzzword over the last few months, and it kind of died off. But I think this next bull run, we're gonna see another huge resurgence in interest, and Lootverse is poised to be the biggest play out there. So somebody asked, where's the whitelist? Mike, it's on your video, right? They just YouTube. Crypto
If
Mike?
they
Yeah.
just posted it, it should be right there.
All right, for those of you on YouTube, it's inside
Yeah,
of
it's there.
our Telegram as well. So yeah. So go ahead, Mike.
I
Sorry.
do have one. I have one play on words.
Yeah, Bull.
Mike said that instead of people using gas to commute to the office, they're not going to have to use gas anymore. But I would disagree. You're just going to use gas of a different kind.
Yeah,
That's good.
that
I
is
knew you
true.
were going with that. That's good. Yeah, it's true. And what's interesting is that for loot, anyways, the only gas you're spending is to get the bun, which is on the Ethereum blockchain. And it's not that bad at all. I mean, last time I was like $20 or something. But there's actually no fees inside of the game. So when you're spending the in-game currency, because it's enclosed, it's its own ecosystem. There's zero gas, there's zero fees. So that makes it kind of nice. You know, you don't have to have any other fees once you're in. But I would also just say that one last thing is, like, I think that it gets confusing, the word metaverse and all this stuff, because it's like you're being forced into a world, is what I feel like anyways. This is me. I feel like I get confused on it because it's like, all right, so I'm forced in a world that was created by someone else, and like, I don't know, some of these metaverses look very kiddish. Like, how can I take? You're telling me every business, like, businesses are going to want to look like them, not like the world that was created. And this is a really, really key point that I don't hear James really talk about too much, but I've sort of realized it, is that we all want to be unique and original. And there are very few metaverses that actually give you that leeway completely. It just, you're gonna have to deal with the tools that they gave you, right? And like, even like, if some of you in here probably know Decentraland even better than me, but what I've been told is that you're building on the developer's tools, period. Well, with Loot, you can literally shoot your own ad and have it as one of your NFTs on your plot. You can literally like get your own architecture to build whatever style of building you want. So literally, like, your plot is literally, like in real life, your piece of land, and you can do whatever you want on that in any style you want. And you can do it professionally, not necessarily with developer tools that you have to use in the game. So that's what I saw as being like super unique about it, is that you can represent your brand however you want to. You don't have to deal with the tools that somebody else gives you. So that's the last thing I was going to say.
Awesome. Yeah, man. All right. Any other questions about Lootverse before I give a few more updates, and then we'll take questions at the very end on everything. So, no. All right. All right. If you guys have any other questions, definitely, let us know at the end here. I did want to give a few updates real fast, and then, again, like I said, we're here to educate. Even if you're an OG, you might have some questions, or if you're new, again, don't ever feel like you can't ask a question. So, one thing that we've been getting a lot of questions on in the Telegram is the Zap function. So, the Zap function is basically a way to create LP tokens automatically. So we pushed an update because we were getting a lot of front running bots, kind of taking advantage of the Zap feature. So we pushed an update yesterday. So if you, again, definitely do a hard refresh. I know a lot of you, the crypto user has about 100 tabs open, at a time. So I'm sure you guys are like me, where I just open the tab and leave it. But make sure that you definitely refresh the website, and it should be in effect, and you'll be able to actually control the slippage right in the Zap function. So what the Zap does is basically a lazy way to create LP. But with that, again, I mean, convenience has, a cost. So we always recommend, if you know how to create LP, the best way to do it is manually. So go to, PancakeSwap or KuCoin or Dex Tools and do it on your own. But if you're gonna Zap and you want to just have the convenience, you need to play with the slippage sometimes. So I think the default is about 2%. That's about right. I mean, that usually goes through. If it doesn't go through, then you have to, increase the slippage. But again, you may get a little bit less of a deal, so to speak, on the conversion. So, and then especially when it comes to the detonator zapping. So, we have it automatic on the detonator page, where you can zap into detonator. So again, detonator operates in LP tokens. So we want to have a button on Detonator where even if you just had BNB or any, I think it's BNB, Ethereum, eShare, whatever you have that it recognizes, you can zap right into Detonator and it automatically deposits your LP for you. Now, again, do not do that if you're trying to snipe. I mean, there's too many things that can fail or go wrong. That's just like a convenience for those of you again that just want to get into Detonator and are not worried about sniping or going at the very last minute. So again, zapping is a great function, but it's a convenience. So with that, there's some caveats, and we're optimizing the code. Again, Jake has been swamped with a new contract, and we've been again doing some stuff behind the scenes for Beefy, which I'll talk about in a minute as well. But yeah, we've been busy as fuck, and he just has to again optimize it over time. So hopefully that answers some questions about zapping, and if you have the time, I know we all get lazy, but we always recommend doing it manually. And it's good. You're a good crypto user if you know how to do it manually, and that's what it's all about. So, all right, that was a little bit more about zapping. Um, I had I wanted to mention Yield Wolf. So I know that there's been some ongoing drama about the Yield Wolf boardroom. For those of you who don't know, there was a pool on Yield Wolf that has been since discontinued. And again, Yield Wolf has been great about it, but it's trustless code. So and that's the way you want it to be. I mean, you don't want to have Yield Wolf have access to your funds or any contract that you're in. But it's a double-edged sword because once they discontinued that pool, um, and there were a bunch of e-shares that were continuing to dump EMP for more e-shares. Well, we had a solution, and we still have a solution to get rid of that permanently. But as of last night, the major whale that was in that actually withdrew his e-share, his or her e-share. So that's really bullish. So now the problem basically fixed itself. And we still have the option of doing the permanent fix. But in order to do that, there's a lot more moving parts. And if we can avoid that, we would like to. So I think that we're out of the woods. So again, guys, it's bullish for everybody. That was why you would see a big dump every 36 hours on EMP. So now that is gone. And again, there's still some e-shares in that boardroom, but over time, people will remove it, and as we grow, it becomes less and less of a problem anyway. And again, I mean, we don't recommend dumping EMP for eShare. That's the worst thing that you can do. But if you do that, it pumps the price of eShare. So that's good for all of us that are taking profit in eShare. So again, I mean, don't ever get hung up on, oh my God, it's they're breaking the system. I mean, it's all in how your mindset is. I mean, you can take advantage of what other people are doing to be a better actor in the system. So all right, those are the main updates, and then Beefy. This is about 24 hours, going on 48 hours of our Beefy partnership. We are now live. We are official partner in Beefy Finance. They are the largest auto compounding protocol, and they have over $1 billion in asset management. So that's a really good thing for us. So I said it in the AMA yesterday, but definitely start moving some of your LP over to Beefy so that we can again show them that EMP has a large community behind it, and I think it's really try to help grow the ecosystem. I mean, we've seen a lot of new volume just from Beefy alone. So, all right, those are really the fast updates. Again, we went over a lot yesterday. For those of you that have not heard the AMA from yesterday, you can find it on Telegram or on YouTube. There was a lot of alpha in that. Today's more of a recap. So, yeah, I'm gonna open up to questions. Let me know anything you guys have. The floor is open.
If somebody wants to, take a look at these transactions coming in, they're interested in seeing what you're looking at when you're when you're on. I was just thinking there's some more people are getting a little smarter in here, so I think there's deeper questions as well. So one of the things that might be out there, and I know someone asked me yesterday, so what do you look at if you want to explain when you're doing the AMA? You're like, oh, I just saw somebody come in and snipe. Where are you looking at? How can somebody get that access for the people that want to follow that in real time?
For sure, Mike. So we're actually gonna do. You're gonna do it, Mike. So surprise. You're gonna do a video on it, brother. Or we're gonna have Stephanie do it
Oh,
as
I can do it.
well. Yeah, and it'll be in the
Yeah,
EMP Academy. And yeah, so
that's a great idea.
yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach you guys how to use Binance Smart Chain Scanner. So again, it's a way to see the blockchain transactions at a root level. And again, what you would do is you would input the contract address for Detonator. If you're on Telegram, you can hit / contracts, and it will spit out a bunch of all of our verified contract addresses. So it's not a scam address. Don't ever copy and paste the address from someone that's not part of our development team or that you see on the website in our docs. All the contract addresses are in the docs section of the website as well. But what you would do is, again, on BSC scan, you would go to the upper right hand corner. There's a search box and paste the contract address, and it will show you a list of transactions that have taken place. So, and then you're further able to search, based on what wallet addresses have interacted with that address. So again, it's very, very powerful. That's why blockchain is so incredible, because it's all transparent. It's immutable. It's basically a giant database that cannot be altered. And that's what makes crypto so powerful. So again, we were definitely, it's a little more advanced. Even me, I'm not that great at it. I know enough to be dangerous, but some of the guys in our community are absolutely fucking Sherlock Holmes when it comes to this shit. So they can track wallets that you wouldn't even imagine. So everything is connected, and if you get good enough, you can literally find out any info that you would ever want to find out. So yeah, we'll definitely do a video about it, and again, give you a little basic overview on how to track all of that. So yeah, Mike, yeah, put that on your radar, bro. Or Stephanie, I don't know if she's here tonight. She can do with me too. So, all right. Let's see. What else do we have? Um, the European Academy. All right, I want to mention that real fast, and then I'll take some more questions. So, um, we were offering a reward to all of our EMP Academy graduates by giving them a custom tag in our Telegram. Well, unbeknownst to me, you can only have up to 50 admins in a Telegram channel. So again, in order to have a custom title, you had to be an admin, and now we've hit our limit. So we also want to give a lot more love over on Discord. I know Mike is a lot more active on Discord, as well as some of our other team members and moderators. So again, we have a Discord channel, and if you join us over there, you're gonna want to message Machine. His actual address is again in the pinned messages. Make sure you're not messaging any impersonators. So, but yeah, they'll give you a badge over there on Discord, and you'll have another private room as well that we're gonna develop over on Discord that will act as a whitelist. So we're rolling out some new partnerships as well as new contracts, and if you're a VIP member or an EMP Academy graduate, you will have early access to that. So again, we just want to incentivize everyone that takes the time to go through the academy. Use a legit email address. Again, we said we're gonna use a burner, but now that we're implementing a little bit of a reward situation, you will want to use a real email address. And we don't ask for any of your personal info, and we don't spam you. So it's just a simple email, and then a screenshot of the 100% completed verification. and then we're able to cross-reference that on Thinkific to make sure you did it. And yeah, we'll give you the title of EMP grad, EMP Academy grad, and we'll be releasing again some early investment opportunities for those of you moving forward. So, and again, I mean, I know when you say EMP Academy, it can be a little overwhelming, but you can literally do the entire course in probably about an hour. So it's really not that bad, especially if you are a little bit familiar with the ecosystem already. So yeah, that's an update. Mike, you want to add anything to the academy? I know
Yeah.
you've been
No, that
working,
sounds good.
yeah, working on it a lot. We're always updating videos, and I know there was some feedback that the testimonials area wasn't working. We're working on uploading new videos to that. So if that's not working for you, just skip that part. But all the other videos should be good to go. So.
Yeah, in fact, AJ, another thing that we should probably talk about is rolling out some testimonial interviews, which I definitely want us to have. So I already know you probably can name 10 people off the top of your head who
For sure.
are in love with this project, would love to be one of those testimonials. And we would love for you guys to be one of those testimonials because we're going to need it. You know, as new people come into this project, I think it's so powerful to see people posting their wins. And part of, you know, I would love a section in our Discord that says post your wins, and just start getting those, you know, that, because when people post a win, it's just, it gets everybody fired up, right? And so testimonials are like that, except it's just more, these would be a little bit more in depth. We'd like to hear sort of like your crypto journey a little bit wrapped up into like a 2-minute kind of thing where it was like, yeah, I started crypto here, here's what I did, yada yada, came across this project called EMP, however your story is, right?
For sure.
And lo and behold, now I'm making this much and I've made this much and I'm have this much in the detonator, and you know, just the testimonials. So when people come in, they see it, they can relate to it, because I mean, it is freaking hard to find good projects out there with solid devs, good team, people that care about you. So we want to showcase that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Mike. I could not agree more. And again, if any of you guys that are on now are comfortable being on voice or again, even a Zoom call or something that we can do a miniature interview, those testimonials are going to be very, very powerful, especially on our YouTube channel. Because that's what gets people excited, and they can relate, you know, to real world data on what you've done. So I know there's a few lottery winners I've already talked to that said they'd be more than happy to go on, and again, you don't have to give your name, we're not going to dox you, but yeah, we just want to hear your journey and you know, how you found EMP, and you know how it's been a beneficial protocol to you. So yeah, we'll definitely follow up with that. And Mike, that was one more thing too, bro. I know Stephanie, again, she's gonna help as well, but you're the YouTube expert, so I know a lot of people were asking us to do a playlist of like the most important videos. Is that something you can help me put together over the next few days, bro?
Yeah, and you mean the playlist on the YouTube channel?
Yes, brother, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Easy. Yeah,
Okay.
it's simple.
Awesome, bro. So yeah, we'll get that going, guys. That was another question I had. So yeah, and
We can do that tomorrow in the morning, AJ. Just hit me up and I'll sit on with you and we'll do it.
all right, perfect. There you go, guys. So we'll have a
Cool.
dedicated playlist by the AMA tomorrow night. So and I will. We're again. I mentioned it the earlier part of this AMA. We're gonna try to put a schedule together. So I think Fridays are gonna be the community led AMA. Bullet Gates and Couch and some of our other, again, Stephanie, some of our community members will lead the AMAs on Fridays. Mike will probably end up doing a better AMA with a screencast and his beautiful face and and voice on Thursdays, and then I'll do the rest of the week, and we'll spread it out a little more. So again, as we grow, I need to focus more on the higher level behind the scenes stuff, but I'll always be here, guys, to do the AMAs. I mean, don't think I'm going anywhere, and I like doing these just as much as you guys like jumping on. So again, no worries in that department, and we really value these AMAs. Again, I know they've been a little bit of a bummer to the European time zone. We are still working on moving them up a few hours, and even addressing detonator rollover. We're gonna roll out a whole game plan on all of that in the next few weeks. So again, just be patient with us, and we'll have a solution that's fair to everybody. So I know that's a hot topic, but we'll make it work. So yeah, guys, that's a bit of a background. I also want to clarify too one thing I said earlier. So about zapping and compounding right into detonator. So the best strategy, again, depending, and this ties into whatever time zone you're in. Don't wait until the very last minute to compound, no matter what situation you're in. So I always suggest to at least 30 minutes before is plenty of time, but if an hour or 2 hours before the rollover, whatever's convenient for you, compound. I mean that it's as easy as that. So again, I know it's another gas fee, but that locks in your credit for the day. So I know a lot of people just let it go to the end, or they forget. I mean, you're better off to at least compound once a day at any time, rather than waiting for the last 30 minutes or the last 2 minutes, because you're never going to be able to min-max everything, and you run the greater risk of having a failed transaction or missing out when everybody's trying to do everything at the very last minute. So again, that's just another good little high level strategy. Make sure that you at least are compounding, because you can compound 100 times if you wanted to. You have to balance whether your bag is worth it, and the ticket. You don't want to, if you compound with less than 0.125 LP, then you won't get credit for a lottery ticket. So those are some things to consider. But again, just waiting till the very last minute. That's why a lot of transactions fail, or you have to up your gas anyway. You might as well do it a little bit earlier and protect your bag. So, all right, hopefully that helped. Yeah,
Just think about it.
Yeah, Bullet,
everybody's trying to run through the doorway at once, and so some people are going to make it through that door. Some people aren't. So don't wait until 100 people are lined up outside that door. Just get there earlier.
Absolutely, brother. Great analogy. Again, the analogy master. And again, guys, it's not usually a protocol issue. I know a lot of you guys are like, well, why can't we fix it? In the code. I mean, the code is as optimized as we can make it, but unfortunately, just the way Binance Smart Chain operates, and the block times, we can only do so much. So, again, it's more of a BSC issue than a detonator code issue. But Jake, again, Jake literally, will go through the code on his downtime just to continue to optimize things. So he has very little downtime, but we're always trying. So all right, any other questions, comments? That was all I saw on Telegram. Let me jump over to Discord as well.
I'll point out that some person said on YouTube that they won with 11 tickets. So, it's always important to, get those tickets when you can.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, totally. And I know, again, we've had a handful of multiple lottery winners. You are able to win the lottery more than once, not on the same day, obviously, and not if you're the largest sniper cannot win the lottery. So that's hard coded. But again, I mean, it rewards people that are compounding and building up tickets. And we do have some plans on little tweaks that we're working on now to even further, reward the little guys as well. So again, I mean, we want to make the protocol very fair. If you have a large bag, then you should definitely have some certain advantages. But we don't want, it's not a Rails game totally. So we want to make, we want to reward those that are good actors. So we have some ideas that we are going to even tweak Detonator a little bit more to make it even that much better. So again, all that will be in the coming weeks. And no matter what, before we made any changes with anything, the entire community will be made well aware for days ahead of time. So, but yeah, just again some alpha. But yeah, we're always building, we're always growing, and that's what makes us different. I mean, we're not just some random project that launches the code and you never hear from us and that's it. Good luck. I mean, we're here every single day, trying to help our own bags, to be the best algorithmic project in existence. So, all right. Any other questions, comments?
Yes, AJ.
Yes. How are you, my friend? Go ahead.
Yes, I'm good, and you?
Good, Ali. Really good.
Yeah, sorry for my English. I'm a French speaker.
Yeah, no problem. I can hear you. You have good English.
No, thank you, man. So, my question was about the loot verse.
Yep, about Lootverse. Yeah. So, Mike, are you still
Yes.
there, bro? I think Mike is. Mike is still here.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Mike. Go ahead.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He has a.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, why don't we like buy uh, a loot verse for the EMP community?
Why don't we buy one? It's kind of a. You mean like a plot?
Yeah, something like this.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a plot for us.
Yeah,
I have
Mike.
like a huge plot.
Yeah, Mike and
Yeah, it's
I.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so Mike and I were involved in, some of their early rounds, and we have some of the most epic plots there are. So I have at
Yeah.
least three of them. I know I'm willing to donate one to EMP. I know Mike was as well. So it's just going to depend on where we are. But yeah, absolutely. EMP will own, part of it. Whether I have to donate it or Mike, I mean, we'll
Yep.
work it out. But
Yeah,
my
for
plot,
sure.
yeah,
But yeah,
my plot's over by Parliament. So we have a really awesome location.
mhm.
And Mike, you have a water view, right? You're on the ocean, bro, right?
Yeah, it's like a 280-degree view. It's I wake up every morning, sip my cup of coffee out there, just look at the ocean. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah. So yeah, Ali, for sure, bro. We'll have EMP will own land, absolutely, brother. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So how is going to benefit the community?
Yeah, so how would it benefit the community? So, yeah, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Again, I mean, think of it as basically, a more complex website. So what that means is we're exposed to everybody in the Lootverse, by being there, and we could charge, EMP to visit us. We can again have the EMP Academy there where you can again interact with the videos in that ecosystem. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that we could spin it, brother, and even maybe again like a VIP access to community members that are already here. So not only is it an advertising opportunity, but it's also a way to reward those of you that are here. Maybe we have a private party, just like you could have a conference, an EMP conference, which again, that's in the works as well. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll have an in-person meetup. But yeah, we could do that in the Loopverse. So yeah, does that answer some of it, bro? Oh, I think we lost Ollie. All right. Well,
Hey
hopefully.
AJ, it's
Hey,
Machu.
Manchu, how are you, my friend? What's up, brother?
Yeah, good man, good, good. Hey, just a question for you or Mike. With the loot burst, let's say we've got a place where we want to, I think that there's a plot of land and you can pay to build something on it. Um, let's say we want to kind of encourage people from outside the EMP community to come into our particular building or whatever we've built there as structure. Is it easy enough for someone with who doesn't know Lootverse, who doesn't own Barn or LTT, who just has a phone that can jump and an invite from us to get into that actual structure and feel like they're part of that? I mean, well, what's the access to get into the actual Lootverse if I'm not an LTT owner? Like, is it pretty easy?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So Mike might be able to answer that a little bit better than me, but my understanding is there will be a portal. I think they call it a portal, which again is where the general web, you can get to it from a phone or a website. And then there's another level of access for actual participants in the ecosystem. So, for instance, like you may be able to read about EMP or, see a few videos that we make public, and then there's another wall, so to speak, for those that are actually in the ecosystem. So I think it's a bit of both. Again, we're super early to all this. I mean, they're still, in the rollout phase. But yeah, that's a great question. Mike, do you have anything to add to that, bro?
Basically, yeah. The easiest thing for me to tell you guys, and this isn't a push off, okay, it's just because there's a lot, and to answer your questions perfectly, you need to go and join the Telegram channel, all right? And ask your questions in there, because I'm telling you guys, your questions will be answered quickly, and most likely James is in there himself. So ask away, and hey, how does a portal work? Hey, how does, whatever question you have, ask it, because at the end of the day, you're going to get really good information over there. Here, you're getting kind of secondhand. So I hope that helps, because I know that'll help. I know for a fact
No, it
that
does.
I'm
It does, man. Yeah.
unapologetically pushing you guys off to the masters that'll answer your questions perfectly. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, it does help. I mean, I've got a ton of ideas going through for revenue generation for EMP and that Loopverse, but I'll hold off and wait till we get more detail. And it's a few months away anyway, so that's great. Okay, thanks, guys.
For
Awesome.
sure,
Yeah,
brother.
Matthew, for sure, bro. You're one of our big brain members, bro. I can't wait to talk to you about that. And again, guys, if any of you have ideas, or I know a lot of you, again, RJ is one that a shout out to him. I get, messages a lot. Don't ever feel bad for DMing me as well, with some incredible ideas. So, all of you guys are really on top of it. So if you have any other, unique ideas, revenue generating ideas, or partnership ideas, I mean, I'm open to anything. I get about, I get like 400 DMs a day, but I can go through them and find out, which of you are actually part of the community. So yeah, absolutely. And with that too, I know I mentioned it yesterday, but some of our community members are helping us start a merchandise store as well. So we're working on EMP swag. If any of you are graphic designers, or have some background in merchandising, definitely hit me up. I did a little bit of it in my past life. I had a print-on-demand store that had pipe and cigar apparel. But no, we're gonna kind of spearhead this. The community has been super helpful, because I only have so many hours in the day. But again, if you have any expertise in that, hit us up. And our goal is to accept EMP as payment. So again, this would give another use case to EMP, and then to avoid selling pressure, the treasury would reimburse that. So again, we have a lot of ideas. We're trying to make it work. But if any of you again have experience in that, hit me up. Or maybe one of you guys has a apparel company of your own. Maybe we work with you directly. If you can handle all the drop shipping, hit me up. So, all right, those are again some more alpha for you. But today was just again more of a recap. So, all right, any other questions, comments? I have time for like two more.
AJ, I have a question. Is there any reason why we don't try to put the auto compounder on our votes, on our farms?
So say that one more time, brother? The auto compounder, like automatically, you mean?
For our farms, yes.
Yeah, so that again, we wouldn't want to do it automatically because it sells your e-shares. So we want to give you the option to do it. We wouldn't want to build that in inherently. So you have the choice. So if you're in the farms on the actual website, then you collect e-shares manually, and you're able to do whatever you want with those on your own. But if you're in an auto compounder, then it sells the e-share for you and automatically deposits it back in. So yeah, doing it automatically on our own wouldn't be right, or wouldn't really be effective. And I guess the other, maybe what you meant was, why don't we have our own in-house auto compounder? I mean, the reason we toyed around with that idea of forking, our own auto compounder, but we like the idea of spreading out counterparty risk. So God forbid something happened on EMP. Beefy has insured auto vaults, so those funds are actually insured. So yeah, and I mean, again, the fees that we would collect, that was one of the reasons we thought maybe doing our own in-house auto compounder, and then you have the fees go to the treasury. But honestly, the fees are just so minimal that again, we have a lot better traction partnering with Beefy on something like that. And now that we do have Beefy, I mean, Beefy is the big dog, so there is nobody bigger than them when it comes to this. So yeah, does that answer? Sorry, bro. I know it was all over the place.
Yes, and that answers me. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, no problem, Crypto Prod. Do got it, bro. And thank you for the coverage, man. Shout out to you. Again, anybody that has seen some of your videos, Crypto Prod is one of our in-house YouTubers, so go show him some love. And feel free to post your link in the chat, Crypto Prod.
Thanks.
Yeah, brother, no doubt. So, all right, guys,
Yeah, solid.
I have time for about one more here, and the boardroom is about to print too. We're over peg and looking really good, so we'll have that happen as well while we're live. But all right, go ahead. Anybody else? Questions, comments?
I think we're short of peg age. My mistake.
Are we? I just looked. Oh, let me look again.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, fella. Guys and gals, I'm so sorry. My phone just refreshed.
All right, awesome. Well, it looks like some last minute volume got us up there. So yeah, we're good, guys. Let me see. I'll jump over there as well. Should be any moment. Yeah, it just printed actually. Let me see.
You can show your hate to me by throwing your EMP at my wallet. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go, bull. Hell yeah. So yeah, guys, we printed that last epoch was another full burr. We're at 1500% APR, and again, ecosystem looking fantastic. So another 6 hours, and hopefully we'll print again. Remember, make your EMP work for you. Do not sell it. It's a utility token, and stack those e-shares or sell them for profit. So, and with that, e-share is already climbing up again. We've gained about $40 just talking on this live stream. So, about $690 for the e-share. So, all right, guys, awesome. Well, last call. One more question. Anyone? All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up then. So, again, I appreciate all of you. We have one of the most incredible communities in all of DeFi, and I'm not just saying that. I've been around the block, and we have something very, very special here. So, shout out to all of you for the continued support, and yeah, we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Again, I probably won't be here. We'll run it through the community. But I'll join you guys again this weekend. So I'll have a nice little day with my wife. Fridays are our family time. So my wife and my son. And all right, guys. Well, I appreciate all of you, and thanks again. Good night. Good day. We'll see you tomorrow.